Describe an indoor game that you enjoyed as a child. You should say what the game was, where you played it, who played this game with you, and why you liked it. I guess I could begin by saying something about what the game was, so I think I would have to choose chess. I think chess is probably the best-known board game in the world. It's a game for two players, and the aim is to defeat the other player by taking his or her pieces and eventually trapping his king. This final move is called checkmate. Going on to my next point, which is where I played it, I really need to add that it was a classmate of mine at primary school who first taught me to play chess. He had a small, portable chess set, and once I knew how each piece moved, we started playing at break and lunch times. We played in our classroom or outside on the school playground. Later my parents bought me my own chess set as a birthday present so that I could play at home. And now, with reference to who played this game with me, the point I want to make here is that I taught my younger brother to play, and at some point, I joined the school chess club. There, I had the chance to hone my skills against some of the older pupils, and in my final year of primary school, I made it onto the school team. There were 5 of us on the team, and we competed against children from other primary schools in the same town. And in conclusion, if I have time to answer the question of why I liked it, really I should mention that I enjoyed the challenge of thinking ahead and trying to outwit my opponent. I was probably 7 or 8 years old when I started playing, and it seemed like a very mysterious and intellectual game at that time. Also, although I loved winning, chess taught me to learn from my losses and to congratulate the person who had beaten me. 1a. Describe a person you admire. You should say who the person is, what he or she is like, and why you admire him or her. I guess I could begin by saying something about who the person is. So I think I would have to choose my father for the reason that he has been a major influence in my life. Going on to my next point, which is what he is like. I really need to add that my father was always a good role model for me as I was growing up. He's hardworking, patient, and understanding. He's also got a good sense of humor and seems to get on well with everybody. And now, with reference to why I admire him, the point I want to make here is that I think he brought me and my brothers up well. He was quite strict but always fair, and he has always been someone I can turn to for advice. I think my father set a good example by working hard and having a positive outlook on life. I remember that he used to leave for work early and come home quite late, but he always made time for me and my brothers. 3. Describe a wild animal. You should say what the animal is and what it looks like, where it lives, and explain how people in your country or you feel about this animal. I guess I could begin by saying something about what the animal is and what it looks like. So I think I would have to choose the pigeon, which is a wild bird that is common in Vietnam. The pigeon is a small bird with brown and white feathers and an area of bright red color on its face and on the front of its body. The area of red color makes pigeons very easy to distinguish from other birds. Going on to my next point, which is where it lives, I really need to add that pigeons are common garden birds. Many houses in Vietnam have a garden, and you can often see this bird sitting in a tree. They make their nests in trees and go looking for food. You might also see a pigeon if you go for a walk in the countryside or in a park. And now, with reference to how people in my country feel about this animal, the point I want to make here is that pigeons have a special place in Vietnamese culture. They are considered to be Christmas birds, and are often used on Christmas cards. Many people leave food in their gardens for pigeons and other small birds to eat.